Alright, day number 4, and this time I will finish in 15 minutes. Alright, let's do this. So, looking at question 1, we got Mrs. Palacios, who's a very nice lady, and she is making mini cakes. Each cake needs confetti candy, and she's got this many teaspoons, and she wants to use this many teaspoons in total. We want to know how many little mini cakes can she make. So looking at this problem, the first thing I wanted to know is, first of all, what is a mini cake, and then what is confetti candy? So we get on the Wikipedia, and I found out that confetti candy is just a fancy word for sprinkles. So there you go. Confetti candy is sprinkles. Looking further at Wikipedia, we see that somewhere in Europe, as a snack, they put butter and sprinkles on bread, which is awesome, or disgusting. I don't know, but that's what it is. So that's confetti candy. The second part, mini cakes, is exactly what you think it is. It's a cake, only mini.
Cupcake.
Not a cupcake. It's a cake. There's frosting all around it. Cupcakes are in a cup and only have frosting on top. Pay attention.
Okay.
That was the old lady. So here we go. So we can solve this problem. I don't really want to work with fractions, so I'm going to say 1/5. We can TiVo that out, or hopefully we know that that is 0.2. 15 and 1/8. We talked about this yesterday. 1/8 is 0.125. So we want to know how many of these little 0.2s can we fit if we have this much candy to work with. And so if you don't even like decimals, you can think, well, what if I just put in some like random whole numbers and try to solve the same problem? Let's say that was 2 and that was 16. So if it takes 2 teaspoons for each cake, how many cakes could you make with 16? Well, you'd say that's 8, because you could do 16 divided by 2, which equals 8, which is correct. Now we can use that same strategy back with our awful decimal numbers. We can say, what is 15.125 divided by 0.2? And whatever answer that gives us is the answer. So we move the decimal over one place. And so we can say, how many times does 2 go into 151.25? And then this is just a division problem. So 2 will go into 15 7 times. I'll give you 14 minus 1. Also, feel free to pause this if you want to work it out, because it's not much fun if you just watch me do the work. So 2 goes into 11 5 times. There's 10. 1, there's a decimal here, bring the decimal straight up. 2 goes into 12 6 times. That's 0. And this is 2. Now we could keep going, but you gotta imagine she can't make half of a cake, so we can't leave it as a decimal. We also can't round it up, even though it's more than half, because it wouldn't make sense. You wouldn't give your friend a cake with only half of it decorated. So we have to round this down regardless. So how many cakes can she make? She can make 75 cakes. And when I say cakes, I mean mini cakes, which are totally not cupcakes. Okay. Number 2? Number 2. Jim is gonna, oh, I changed this on the paper, but I didn't change it here, because this problem seemed all old. So he's actually buying a Blu-ray player, and he's buying it for $249.99. And if you think, oh, you're just making up numbers, well, check this out. If you go to Best Buy, you can buy a Sony Wi-Fi built-in Blu-ray player with Google TV for $249.99. This thing's actually pretty sweet. I don't have one because I'm broke, but it's got like a little keypad, and you can like get on the internet, I guess, with it. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, there's our Blu-ray player. That's what we're buying. So Jim, he's buying that. He wants to spread his payments out over 12 months. We want to know what the monthly payments would be. So first thing we got to figure out is how much is Jim paying for this. He's not just paying $249. He's got to pay tax too. So you're eating like in my.
Sorry.
That's awesome, right? You just hear in the background. She doesn't even care. All right. So now I've lost my focus. Here's our tax. We can make a proportion out of this. This is tax to the total. Since we know it's percents, we've got 100% as the total. 8.25%. Remember yesterday I said it was always going to be 8.125? Well, guess I forgot that they changed the tax rate like a long time ago. Tax rate in Texas, actually 8.25. So disregard what I said. I guess I can put whatever number they want as the sales tax percent. So our total $249.99. Let's make this easy on ourselves and let's call that $250. So here's our proportion. We can cross multiply. Oh, X up top. So we have 8.25 times 250. If you multiply everything by 0, that's just 0. I'm not even going to bother writing that down. I'm going to skip right to the second number. Bring down a 0. 5 times 5 is 25. 12. 41. Okay. Before we go to the third number, we bring down 2 zeros. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5, and 16 at the end. We add them up. That was a bad line. We've got 0, 5, 2, 6, 0, 2. 2 decimal places. So we have 2,062.50. We need to divide that by 100. Remember we talked yesterday about what we can do if we're dividing by 100. Instead of actually going through everything, we can move this decimal so we can make it so we're dividing by 1. If we move it 2 places to the left, we can move this 2 places to the left. And anytime you divide something by 1, you just get that number. Okay, again, money only has 2 decimal places, so we need to round to the hundreds place. This is 5 or more, so I would round up, so we can say tax is tax is $20.63. We need to add that to the price, which is $249.99. So we get 2, carry the 1, 6, decimal, 0, carry the 1, 7, 2. So here's the total price he's going to pay. $270.62. So that's cool, but it says he can't pay it all at once. He wants to pay over 12 months. So how can we break this into 12 payments? We can divide. So we can say, what is 270.62 divided by 12? So this is just a regular division problem. 12 goes into 27 twice. It's 24. 3. It's 2 again. Bring down to 6. Then we go in 5 times. That'd be 60. So subtract, we get 62. So we get about $22.55 per month. So if you buy that fancy Blu-ray player and you want to pay once a month for 12 months, you'd end up paying $22.55 a month. There is your final answer. Alright, number 3. We got a swimming pool, base of 48 inches, width 13.5 feet, and a height of 4.5 feet. How many feet of railing was used around the perimeter of the pool? This is interesting because this has not just one, but two different ways it's trying to confuse you. We have this rectangular swimming pool, which would be a rectangular prism, but we don't care about that. We only want to know the perimeter, which means this height means absolutely nothing. We don't care about it at all. Sad face. All we need to know is length and width. And the second part is it says how many feet are used, and this is written as 48 inches. So we have to change it from inches to feet. Well, if 12 inches, 12 inches, if that is 1 foot, then 48 inches would be how much? You can say 12 times what is 48? Hopefully you can recognize that is 4 feet. So now we have our pool. That's child-proof and has a railing around it, because why not? And that is the length of 4 feet over here, and a width of 13.5 feet. So now if we say perimeter, remember perimeter just means it goes all the way around the outside. So we have to know that this is 13.5 as well, and this is 4. And then we just add. So 13.5 plus 13.5 plus 4. I almost messed this up. Remember, don't forget to line up your decimals, so it'd be 4.0 plus 4.0. And I know there's different ways to find perimeter, so if you don't like this way, then don't do it this way, but I do. So I'm going to do it like this. Deal with it. So we got 4, 7, 11, 15. So you get 35 feet. I think that's right. 26, 27. Yeah, 35 feet. There is your perimeter of the pool. Not so bad. Alright, 2 more. How are we on time? We only have 2 minutes. Okay, I'm not good at keeping track of time. Alright, fish tank. Fish tank, 12.2 meters long, 5.8 meters wide, 3.5 meters deep. What is B? Well, what is B? B is a letter. No, we need a better answer than that. Remember, big B, when we talk about 3D shapes, always stands for area of the base. So what shape is our base? Well, if it's a rectangular prism aquarium, it's got to be a rectangle. So area of a rectangle is going to just be length times width. So the length of our pool is 10.2, and our fish tank, thinking of the last problem, the width of our pool is just 5.8, and once again, this depth part doesn't matter. So now it's just 10.2 times 5.8. That's just multiplication. That's nothing we can't do. So multiply 6, 1, 8 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1, 8, bring down a 0. That's a 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1, and then 5. Add these up, we get 6, 1, 9, 5. count the decimal places, we've got 1 decimal place up top, 1 decimal place in the bottom. That is a total of 2 decimal places. So what is the area of our fish tank? It is 59.16. That's it. All right. Last one. Richard James invented the Slinky in 1943. If one Slinky is produced every 8 seconds, how many Slinkies are made in 1 day? All right, this might take a little while, but I promise if we finish it, we'll watch YouTube videos, and it's awesome. So let's just get through this. So 1 Slinky every 8 seconds. We need to go from seconds to days. So how can we do that? Well, let's start small. We say, let's see, 1 second. Or not 1 second. What am I doing? Hold on. Start up. So let's say 1 minute. 1 minute equals how many seconds? Well, that's just 60 seconds. Okay. So 1 minute, 60 seconds. And then we can go from there. If there's 1 minute and 60 seconds, then 1 hour is 60 minutes. So if there's 60 seconds in every minute and 60 minutes in every hour, to find the number of seconds in 1 hour, we would have to do 60 times 60, which would give us 3,600, and that is seconds per hour. And then we can go one step further. We say there are 24 hours in 1 day. So if there's 3,600 seconds per hour, to find the seconds in a day, we'd have to take 3,600 times 24. So 4 times 0, 0, 0, 4, 2, 14. Bring down the 0. I don't know if y'all can hear the girlfriend eating chips in the background. She's enjoying herself very much.
You're so mean!
Definitely hear that. Alright, 2 times 0, 2 times 0 again, 2 times 6 is 12, bring it to 1, 2 times 3 plus 1 is 7. Add these up, 0, 0, 4, 6, 8. There are 86,400 seconds per day. Hopefully, assuming I didn't mess that up. I mean, that almost doesn't sound right. I want to check this. 3,600. Okay, 86,400. So that's good. So that's how many seconds per day there are. And then it says 1 Slinky gets made every 8 seconds. So if we have this many seconds, if we're getting 1 Slinky every 8 seconds, we can just say what is 86,400 divided by 8. And this actually is not so bad, because 8 goes into 8 once. That's 8. Let's try to get 0. 8 can't go into 6, that's a 0. Bring down the 4. 8 goes into 64 8 times. There's nothing left to divide, so we just add a couple zeros here, and we can say that how many Slinkies get made per day? There's 10,800 Slinkies. Just imagine that says Slinkies. Alright, so I promised I'd show YouTube videos because maybe some kids don't know what Slinky is. This right here is a Slinky. Okay. Yeah. The best part of the Slinky is the commercial that came with it. So back in the 70s, this was how they promoted the Slinky.
Slinky toys are fun toys.
Slinky, Slinky, for fun it's a wonderful toy. What walks downstairs alone are his hairs and makes a slinkity sound. A spring, a marvelous thing. Everyone knows it's Slinky. It's Slinky, it's Slinky. For fun it's a wonderful toy. It's fun for a girl and a boy.
Slinky is a toy product of James Industries.
It's so good of a toy they had to tell people it was a toy. And now you all have to go look this up so you can figure out what this kid is doing with a gun. Because I'm sure that's a great video too. Alright, so that is the homework. Hopefully we learned something, and hopefully it wasn't just what a slinky is. Alright.